Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping into some recent baseball action today.
Yeah, we're looking at a source called Today in Baseball.
And it promised some really compelling stories from yesterday's games, Thrilling comebacks, some dominant performances too.
So our mission here is to unpack the key moments, the real takeaways from two specific games mentioned in there.
Which ones are we looking at?
We've got that dramatic comeback between the San Diego Padres and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
And then a pretty significant statement win, the New York Yankees against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
All right, let's tackle that first one then. Padres and Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
So the scene, Padres are trailing 4-1. It's getting late, bottom of the seventh inning specifically.
Yeah, and for a long time, it really looked like Pittsburgh had control.
How'd they build that lead?
Well, it started early. Andrew McCutchen, big moment in the third inning, hit a two-run homer.
Oh, yeah.
And that actually tied him with Roberto Clemente for third on the Pirates' career list. Made it 2-1 Pittsburgh. Then Adam Frazier added a solo shot in the fourth, pushed it to 4-1.
Right, and wasn't that the play where the Padres outfielder got hurt?
Unfortunately, yes. Gavin Sheets crashed hard into the wall on that Frazier homer. Had to leave the game, head bruise, soreness. Tough break.
Yeah, definitely. And for, well, most of the game, it seemed like the Padres' pitching wasn't quite there. Starter Andy Vasquez struggled a bit.
And the offense, after Manny Machado's solo homer, way back in the first inning, pretty quiet.
But things did start to shift a little. The source mentions Jackson Merrill's second double.
Yeah, in the sixth inning, scored Luis Arias. That narrowed the gap to 4-2. Still trailing, but, a sign of life.
Okay, so that sets up the seventh inning.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This is where the game completely flipped.
What happened?
Pittsburgh brings in reliever Tanner Rainey, and he just couldn't find the zone. Walked three of the first five guys he faced.
Wow, so he basically loaded the bases himself? Or close to it?
Pretty much set the table, and the Padres took advantage.
How so? Break down that sequence for us.
Okay, so bases loaded situation developing. Pinch hitter Elias Diaz comes up.
Clutch spot.
Delivers an RBI single. Cuts the lead to 4-3.
Okay, pressure's really on now.
Then Luis Arias steps in. Bases still load. He hits another RBI single. Ties the game, 4-4.
Incredible. The momentum just completely swung.
Totally. And then Manny Machado, who got their only run way back in the first.
Comes through again.
Go ahead, sacrifice fly.
Yeah.
Makes it 5-4 Padres.
And they weren't done, right? Insurance run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tyler Wade beat out an infield single with the bases loaded. Added that crucial insurance run, made it 6-4.
Just an explosive inning.
Completely turned the game on its head. But, what the source really emphasizes is the other side of that coin.
Meaning the pitching.
Meaning the Padres bullpen. Because that rally doesn't mean as much if you can't hold the lead.
Good point.
After Vasquez left, 5 San Diego relievers came in and were lights out.
Oh, girl.
Combined for 5 and 23 innings of scoreless baseball. Just shut the Pirates down completely.
Wow. So they slammed the door.
Absolutely. Adrian Morjan actually got the win because of the rally, and Robert Suarez came in for the 9th.
And locked it down.
Yep, got his 19th save.
Yeah.
Which leads the majors right now.
So when you look at that whole game, the early deficit, the quiet bats, then that massive seventh inning and the bullpen, what's the takeaway?
Well, the source really frames it as pure resilience from the Padres.
Grinding it out.
Yeah, exactly. Grinding it out, capitalizing when the door opens, even a little bit. Just finding a way to win.
And that's got to feel good right before hitting the road.
Oh, huge. It shows you, like you said, how fast things can change in this game. No lead is safe.
Okay, let's shift gears then. West Coast action, Yankees and Dodgers.
Yeah, a big series, obviously. A potential World Series preview, some people were saying.
And the Yankees were kind of reeling coming into this one.
Oh, absolutely. They needed a win badly the first two games. They got crushed, outscored 26-7. Just brutal.
Oof. Yeah, you definitely want to avoid the sweep there.
And the guy who stepped up for them? Maybe not who you'd expect.
Who was it?
Veteran lefty Ryan Yarbrough.
Yarbrough. Okay.
And it's kind of funny, the source notes he's a former Dodger. He actually got his World Series ring while he was in town for this series.
Huh. A little extra motivation, maybe?
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Because he pitched a fantastic game. Just masterful.
What'd he do?
He went 6 sharp innings against that, really potent Dodgers lineup.
Yeah, they can score runs.
He held them to just 4 hits and only 1 run.
1 run? How?
That was a solo homer by Tommy Edman back in the second. Otherwise, Yarbrough just kept them off balance. Really baffled them with his crafty stuff. Quite the performance.
Especially compared to the first 2 games for Yankees pitching.
Huge contrast. Speaking of contrasts, the Dodgers ace, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
What about him?
He had a really uncharacteristic outing. Struggled.
Really? How so?
Just couldn't command his pitches like usual. Gave up a season-high 7 hits, walked 3 guys.
How long does he last?
Only 3 in 23 innings. Allowed 4 runs.
Yeah.
Just wasn't sharp at all.
So the Yankees' bats work up against him.
They absolutely did. They capitalized. Jessen Dominguez got it going early, RBI single in the first. 1-0 lead.
Okay.
Then in the third, Ben Rice hit a bomb. A 2-run homer, like 425 feet. Made it 4-1.
Nice cushion early.
Yeah, and they kept adding on. DJ LeMahieu had a great game.
Oh, yeah?
First 4-hit game for him since 2021. He and Oswald Peraza both had RBI singles in the 5th. Pushed the lead to 6-1.
LeMahieu wasn't done either, was he?
Nope. Added an RBI double in the 9th, just for good measure. Really solid offensive day for them.
Did the Dodgers show any life late?
They managed a couple of solo shots.
Yeah.
Andy Pages and Max Muncy both homered off Jonathan Loaisiga in the 7th.
Though not enough.
Nah, the Yankees bullpen held on after that. Secured the win.
So looking at this game, what's the significance? What does the source say?
Well, it calls it a crucial statement win. First, obviously, it prevented the sweep.
Which is big, psychologically.
Exactly. But more than that, it showed the Yankees could bounce back. Take a punch, or 2 really hard punches, and still come back and win a tough game on the road against a great team.
Manager Aaron Boone must have been happy.
Yeah, the source mentions Boone praised that bounce-back ability. And it really highlights something interesting, right?
What's that?
Sometimes it's not your ace, but maybe a veteran guy having a surprisingly great day, like Yarbrough. That's the key. That, plus taking advantage of the other guy's struggles.
So bringing these 2 games together, Padres comeback, Yankees statement win.
Right.
What's the common thread or the main takeaway the source points to?
I think it really underscores just how unpredictable baseball can be. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like the Padres game shows you, no lead feels safe, ever. A team can just catch fire late, string together good at-bats, get some help maybe.
And lean on their bullpen.
Right. And boom, the game is completely flipped. That was all about resilience, finding a way late.
And the Yankees game.
That shows you how strategy and maybe an unexpected hero performance can just neutralize a powerhouse opponent.
Even their ace pitcher.
Exactly. It wasn't just about raw talent. It was about execution on that specific day. Yarbrough executed, Yamamoto didn't. The Yankees hitters capitalized.
So it's not just the final score.
No, not at all. The source really gets at this idea that it's about those turning points, you know. The individual moments, the team effort when things get tough, that collective will to find a win.
Those are the things that make the games memorable.
Absolutely. The moments that stick with you.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive looking at these 2 really interesting games through the lens of today in baseball.
Yeah, we saw the Padres pull off that gritty comeback, all about late execution and bullpen strength.
And the Yankees getting that big statement win, really driven by Yarbrough's surprising performance and the offense stepping up.
So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about. Reflecting on these games, right? You see the resilience, the unexpected performances, these key turning points. How does that illustrate that maybe in baseball, maybe even other parts of life, that momentum is just incredibly fragile? Victory might just hinge on who executes best in a few key moments, no matter what happened before. What stands out to you about how these teams managed to win?